All right, welcome back, everybody. We got game number two, or match number two, rather, just about to get underway. This time we're going to have Brock University up against our St. Clair Saints Gold roster, and it is going to be an exciting one. Of course, this is the rematch from the group stage in the OCRS, but this time it's for all the marbles, for the playoff hopes and dreams of these players.
Yeah, it definitely should be a great matchup. I mean, we did beat them 3-1 earlier on in the season, but that doesn't matter as this is playoffs. Anything can happen, and it should be a great game. I think we might even see Game 5 early on, depending how both these teams play. And you never know how this is going to be. This is another best-of-5 series, so that is a quality shot by Spoods. And starting off early, Jay getting off the redirect. That's going to be a shot on goal, but a big save by Delic.
Yeah, taking a look at the rosters, of course, this time by here for Brock University, we have Della Kinley, and then as I cheat for number 3, we do have Cruncho there on the side of Brock. And this is going to be an exciting team to watch. When we did play them last time, I believe you mentioned it a little bit earlier, it was a 3-1 series, but we're going to start things off on the right side of the column as it looks like Jay is going to find himself a freebie here after Comp just lobs it up for him nicely in the crease.
Yeah, that's a great 50-50 there. And I mean, that gives Saints a 1-0 lead. And we're already a minute into this game, and I mean, depending how both teams play, like that was just a little bit of a lucky 50-50. And I mean, if that's what it takes to win games, then you absolutely take those goals and try to set yourself up, try to gain a little bit of a cushion going forward. And Saints trying to do something, but they don't want Brock to get a goal. But again, should be interesting game, and almost Saints with another shot on net, and Jay with another shot on net, just hitting it wide.
Yeah, pressure has just been absolutely full force here for the Saints. While they may not necessarily be finding the shots, they're constantly threatening the shot, and they give themselves that one opportunity they need. They do manage to capitalize it, giving them, of course, that lead so far here in this game. But still plenty of time for Brock to find their footing here and get some grip on the grass here as we see Jay bringing it over to Spoods. Spoods looks for one more possible pass but could not quite find it. Bit of an awkward slow ball here. Brock nearly capitalizing it. A nice, wise play here from Spoods to slow it down for a second and not just completely throwing it into the Brock zone or into Brock's control. And just nice control so far here from the gold roster.
Yeah, they're definitely controlling the ball. They look a lot. They're looking good with how they're handling the pressure from Brock. And I mean, every time Brock gets a chance, they're just there. And I mean, we're seeing the complete opposite last series, so it's good to see that they're playing good. But again, this is going to be a shot on net, and it's going to go top corner. Jay's going to put him up by 2.
Oh my goodness, sniping that. I don't think you could hit that angle if you tried there. And he lobs it right off the defending Brock player to put it dead into the corner, right into the top left corner. Tucks it in under the post and the crossbars. That's exactly what we like to see. Saints are going to find themselves a nice 2-0 lead, just over halfway into this game. And now Jay maybe looking for a hat trick to start things off here. He's got 2 goals already.
Yeah, it's he tried to set himself up with one, and that's a huge shot by Cruncho, but Comp's there to make sure that it doesn't go in, and there's going to be another center by Kinley, but nobody from Brock is there to put it away. And I mean, Saints defense is looking good, and they're going to get another shot here, but Comp is there to make another save, and the pressure from Brock right now is insane, and that goes off the post at a ridiculous angle, and Saints got away lucky with one so far. And I mean, if you're Saints, you got to be a little bit nervous here. You definitely, Brock is looking a lot better than the first couple of minutes and putting on that pressure, which almost put one away.
They seem to have found the footing they were looking for. That was a ton of pressure coming out from the Brock University squad, and a very unlucky bounce going to keep this at a 2-goal game still. That was such a sharp angle. I'm so surprised that it reacted the way it did. But now back to the play at hand here. Jay redirects it. He found himself the open net. Hat trick to Jay. Right in the first game, but still a minute 15 left to go. Spoods, as always, this guy always sets everybody up, and beautifully done there. A pop fly ball in the top of the crease. Yes, please. Saints 3-0.
Yeah, that's one thing I think I say it game after game after game is that Spoods is the playmaker. He sets everybody up. Don't get me wrong, he can score.
Oh, absolutely.
But when there's a nasty assist, it's normally from Spoods, and it's just ridiculous what he can do.
Yeah, it is kind of funny how, like, this isn't necessarily a game with the roles that are like too prominent. However, on the Saints roster, there definitely seems to be the case here. But I'm going to hang on to that for just a second as we see Brock with basically full throttle on the offensive there. Cruncho nearly finding one comp, making the save, however. And then Jay does find his opportunity to break out here. Spoods looks for the backboard, and of course, if it's not Spoods setting everybody up, it's going to be the backboard. And I saw pass back to Comp, basically the striker of the St. Clair squad, basically the closest player to the midfield at all times, ready for that finishing blow of sorts. But not going to find the target this time by. Goes up top, finds, I think it's Kinley up there. A little bit of a back and forth battle here. Kinley not with control just yet. Spoods manages to pick it up, looking for the pass, but Kinley, good interference to make sure that pass doesn't happen.
Yeah, he tried to set up a mid-air musty flick, and unfortunately couldn't do anything, but that's going to end game number 1. It's just a matter of what the final score is going to be. Saints are going to take it, and Brock, I don't think is going to let it hit the ground. I think they want to try and score a goal, but unfortunately couldn't get it on his roof, and Saints take a 3-0 game 1 win.
You said musky, and now I have a massive craving to go fishing. Thank you, man. but yes, now, what a way to start things off here for the Saints. In regards to shots, a little bit ahead, but to be fair, Brock was still right there alongside them. But Jay just managing to find the back of the net, finding it 3 times, a hat trick to start off the series. You absolutely love to see it. And the Saints starting things off strong, looking to move on forward into it. I believe it'd be the winners' quarterfinals if they could keep this pace up. But of course, we still have plenty of matches possible here to go before we get there. Brock maybe down 1, but they're not out yet.
Yeah, game 1's always that, all right, if we give up that first game, we can learn. That's the learning. Learn your team game and learn your opponent game. And so I'm not too worried for Brock Esports here. I think they'll do just fine. And again, Comp was super clutch last game with 4 saves, and all of them were on target. So having that is just a little bit ridiculous. As they get a shot here, it's just going to go a bit wide. Another shot, and Comp is going to put it in the other corner and give Saints a 1-0 lead.
Of course, Spoods off the post. It looks like that was supposed to be the shot, but nope, not the case at all. We see this time and time again there with the Saints, where sure, you missed the net just wide. You think that's the shot, you maybe take a bit of a breath of relief, but no, that was the pass all along. And that's going to be the Saints with the 1-goal lead already. And it was almost 2 as Jay came in swinging, but Kinley with a very, very solid save to keep this at 1.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm not, again, like I said earlier, I'm not too worried, because when Brock University puts on the amount of pressure that they do, and here almost had an opportunity here. I don't think he did get the flip reset registered, so it did not work out for them. But again, when they do get the pressure, they do get quality shots, so I think they'll be just fine. But again, if you're just going off a little bit, like 20 seconds of momentum, I really think you have to have better defense and not let Saints score. And another big save by Delic, and huge demo there coming from Saints there.
Yeah, that put the initial goaltender, their initial defender, completely out of position. So Delic coming back to make that save was absolutely clutch there for the side of Brock University. They at least keep this within 1. Still over half this game left to go here. Spoods lobbing it up in the center. It actually lobs it up a bit for Cruncho. Gets the shot on target, but Comp is there to push that one aside. Cruncho into the midfield. Now he's going to return the favor. Spoods off the backboard. Second touch. Not going to be the case, as that is going to be Kinley stopping that in his tracks.
Kenley read that. I was like, oh, this is going to be nasty. This is going to be a dirty double touch, and put him up by 2, but a great save, and Kenley not letting Saints do what they normally do. And again, that's exactly what you need to do. You need to stop that stuff, as Comp's going to get a shot here just wide, and Jay's going to come back, but not that fast, and that's an easy save and an easy clear for Brock. But again, Saints are just like that, back on the offensive pressure, and trying to get something going, trying to get a little bit of a cushion started. And
that could be the case. Actually, that was a remarkable shot, a huge save, but a huge rebound, and Jay is going to capitalize on it to get the Saints their 2nd goal here in this game. Spoods, that was a perfect shot, but again, regardless of how good of a goaltender you are, you can make that first save, but what about shots 2 and 3? And sure enough, that's where Saints are going to get them this time by. Brock have 2 goals to try and get back here within 2 minutes and 30 seconds, or otherwise they're going to be the ones in the hot seat, and it's, Saints would have match point.
Yeah, and I honestly think, if I'm not mistaken, Spoots has been a part of all 5 goals. I'm pretty sure he's got an assist on all 5 goals that they have scored this series. So that is just insane, and Jay's going to put that away, and Comp's going to get the assist for that one.
And a little bit unfortunate there as Cruncho and Jay, they collide. Jay gets the best of it, and unfortunately there for Delic, kind of was a bit of a drag race between him and the ball, and unfortunately the ball kind of won in this case here. Regardless of what kind of angle he would have gotten on it, he could not have pulled it out of the net. So Saints now, we're going to break that streak. Spoots unfortunately wasn't a part of that one, to say the least, but it's going to be a 3-goal lead now here for St. Clair in this second game. Looking for number 4. Jay nearly got it going there, but Delic actually right place, right time, capitalizing and getting Brock University back within 2 after Kinley's huge clear.
Yeah, it's definitely what you need if you're Brock Esports. You got shut out last game, and you go into this game now, you scored 1 goal, so now you're only down by 2, so I think it's a little bit more momentum going further in. You still have 2 minutes to score 2 more goals, which is plenty of time, but again, you need to put the pressure, but if you put too much again, you're going to let it go in front, and you definitely don't want that, as that's going to be a shot on goal, but a big save by Kinley.
I mean, the Saints have shown so far in this series that they're not afraid to have all 3 members cross half for offensive opportunities, as we're going to see Jay 2 games, 2 hat tricks, and he is going to get it with Spoons once again with the setup off the backboard. Then Jay, a little bit of a lob shot right into the net, and now Saints are back up 3 after Brock was trying to fight their way back, but Saints going to try and shut that momentum down nice and quick.
That's a little salt on the wound when you take out the goalie. Just even if you don't get the demo, you just destroy it.
It hurts
just push
so
him out of the way, and it's just a little salt on the wound, as there's a flip reset from Comp and almost gets a shot, but Delic with a big save. And I mean, if you're Brock, you need something quick, because you only have a minute to score 3 goals, and it's not going to look good if you go down by 2.
I mean, pop fly in the crease here. They could possibly make something happen. Delic's shot is just going to go off the backboard and then get cleared essentially instantly. Cruncho going to try and bring this back in. Delic redirecting into the center, shot opportunity, but Cruncho is not going to get there. That's going to be Spoots pushing it aside, now giving St. Clair the opportunity to break out again for themselves. Right through the crease, but nobody from either side going to be able to touch it. Just goes right into the corner, pretty much undisturbed. Delic tries to clear it out, but Comp is already up in the skies to meet him. Right back into the Brock zone. Finally, they get an opportunity to break out here. Possible one-on-one. Spoon's going to win this one. And now kind of stuck with 30 seconds left to go. Brock need a miracle to get themselves in this game.
Yeah, miracle indeed. And I mean, time's ticking, and at this point, I just don't see it happening. But again, I think Brock University can do change up a few things, but I think they can take game 3. And I mean, Saints have a lot of momentum moving on here, and I mean, it's just a matter of what the final score is, but Saints just seem to be keeping up in there. Maybe try to put this one a little bit higher, but it's not. 4-1 is going to be your final, and the Saints are looking good. It's definitely going to be something.
I mean, like,
going on in game 3.
Tell you what, like, Brock, when they do have the offense, it does actually look good. I like Kinley's attitude here in the chat. This is a reverse sweep coming. They're ready. They're not done just yet. You'll often times see teams kind of falter and get a little bit depressed once they go down 0-2, which is obviously a very, very hard spot to be in. But I love the mentality coming out here from this Brock University squad. Yes, they're down 2, but they are not done yet. Clean slate. Game number 3. Let's see if Brock can make themselves a comeback. Maybe bring this to a game number 4 and possibly a 5 after that. Or are the Saints going to clean this up in 3-0 fashion and move themselves further on the winner side here in this OCRS playoff?
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going to happen, but I mean, they got confidence that this is going to be a reverse sweep. So, you know, I give them props for that. And, you know, best of luck. If they can do it, that'll be absolutely insane. And probably an underappreciated match, an underwatched match. So, again, we'll see just what happens as Brock looks like to be getting more aggressive with the hits. And all three of them in the offensive zone, trying to get something started. They know they need to win this, so they definitely need to throw everything they have at it and try to get started. That's going to be out front, but Spoods is there to try to kick that away and try to turn an offensive opportunity for the Saints.
Quick bracket update while we're here as well. Durham Lords did take down York University, so that is who St. Clair Saints Green are currently up against. And no score as of this moment, but we'll definitely keep track on that as it goes through. And then the Saints are looking to play. If they do manage to win this one, it's the winner of Insom and Friends and Sioux College. So some more exciting matches right around the horizon. But of course, can't count my chickens before they hatch here. Brock could absolutely pop off, or Spoods can absolutely just shut my mouth. Takes goal number 1. He's not the assister this time by, finds it just on the outside of the crease, and lets it rip.
That's just a gorgeous shot from Spoods, and he finally gives himself a goal. He has 6 assists, and now he's got a goal to mark up that. So 7 points in 3 games. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what more you can ask for from him as a player. And I mean, same with Comp. Comp's been on the defensive end with a bunch of saves that have been really, really crucial. And it's just looking good for the Saints all-around players. As I believe that was Cruncho almost gets a shot. Kinley's going to put it away and tie this game.
Absolutely coming in clutch here. Cruncho right through the crease. Unfortunately, couldn't quite find it, but Kinley with the robbery there and just finds the angle necessary to walk it in. And Brock, they're not done. They're right there. They have this at a tie game. It's a little bit of momentum on it. They want triple digits on their stat line. Well, they need to get things started, and it starts with 1. And actually, another opportunity here. Kinley again looking for another one, but Spoods just getting enough of that to stop it.
I'm liking how Brock is playing right now, being super aggressive, trying to knock Saints off their what they expect from them, and you know that's how they opened up this. That's how they scored this first goal here and tie this game. So they definitely need to continue what they're doing and surprise Saints a little bit more. And I mean, this is very well winnable game, as that's going to be shot just wide, and here's going to be another shot, and Spoods is there to make a save. That was close for Brock.
That had to be some of the fastest passing I had seen all summer. Whether that was intentional or not, that setup was absolutely beautiful there. Delic, unfortunately, could not get it past the St. Clair defender. And an unfortunate whiff nearly costing Brock University dearly, as Delic did not quite find it, but Kinley was right there for the backup. Comp passing it into center. Delic going to come back and make the save, however. Spoods ready up in the skies to knock this down. Doesn't have any boost, but he found Jay, so he doesn't matter. Comp coming in with the shot off the backboard. Not going to end up finding it. Right back into the Saints zone now. Kinley clearing it forward. Drag race with Jay and Cruncho, but it's going to be Jay going to be able to send it off to Spoods and get this pushed aside.
Well, that's going to be a shot on net, and Jay's there to make his save. I was just about to say something about the offensive pressure from Brock, and man, when they get it going, and it looks good. And I mean, they need to do it a little bit more, as they're going to have an opportunity. Gets over Jay. I thought from this angle it looked like it, but Kinley. Nope, Delic puts it away. Assisted by Kinley. They're going to take a 1-0 lead, or 2-1 lead.
Kinley and Jay just kind of going at it, and unfortunately there for Jay, the ball just kind of popped out from both of their control, letting Delic come on in and finish the job, putting Brock University on the board and in the lead for the first time in this series, and they needed it now more than ever to push next game. But that's a wide open net, and Jay is not going to let that go by without capitalizing. A big setup from Spoods, and Delic, unfortunately, he had the shot for himself, but the shot was intercepted and turned right around on its head. They had the lead, but it was short-lived. We have ourselves a tie game once again here at 2-2.
You could just see in the corner of that replay, Spoods just hitting the goalie and open the net up. And I mean, if you're Saints, that's what you have to do, and you have to get dirty. You have to, I mean, yeah, it's basically playing dirty. And unfortunate, that was a shot on goal, but saved by their own player for Brock. And I mean, they still have the offensive pressure. They still got a little bit of momentum here, trying to get something started. We're tie game with a minute left.
That goaltender interference is so effective. We've seen it even in the last match versus Ryerson, where Willie was just constantly interfering with the Saints defense, and just, it's salt in the wound, and it's just super effective on top of that. So there's no penalty for it. Might as well Send your Enforcer in there to get the job done, as we are now 40 seconds left into this game. Overtime is imminent unless something happens within the next couple of seconds. Kinley wants to finish this off now and does not want to force any sort of overtime scenario, of course. Of course, Saints looking to think of the same way in this situation, but we're stuck in the Saints zone. Kinley versus Boots. It's going to be Kinley winning that one. Delic along the side. He's waiting for his teammates. He's hanging on for a second and not just eating it. Shot going to be blocked by Jay. It's going right back to Delic. He does have Kinley there with him. 10 seconds left to go until overtime, but Spoods, he's in the position where we've seen him set up so many goals, but he is going to get messed with by the defense of Brock University. That ball hits the ground one more time, and it is overtime. Do they want one more opportunity, or they want to reset? We're going to reset. We have overtime.
Yeah, if I'm Brock University, I would definitely take the reset, as Saints looked a little bit like they were getting comfortable. Looks like they were getting the momentum going, and Spoods gets a shot on goal. Not a good quality shot, but Kinley there to make a save, and that's going to drop in center. Delic almost had a shot.
Oh my goodness.
And gives it to Comp, and Saints are going to take the series 3-0.
Incredible play to finish things off. We've seen time and time again, Delic is trying to push through the center with a long-distance shot, and that is the second time he gets intercepted, and it turns into a beautiful finishing play there for the Saints. So absolutely clutch move there for St. Clair to finish this off in 3-0 fashion. That being said, though, Brock definitely was feeling different towards the end of that series. They had they had some momentum. They were behind, but their plays were actually starting to come along pretty strongly when they're, like we were mentioning before, when their offense was in position. It absolutely clicked. It was devastating. There was a lot of good saves on the side of the Saints as well, which mean on the scoreboard it's not going to necessarily reflect that, but it was still just a fantastic series in its own right. 3-0 is definitely not the definition of how that game kind of played out, but Saints are going to clean this one up in quick fashion.
Yeah, and like I said, I honestly thought that Brock had a chance to win that game, which, I mean, they did. They had a few opportunities there, but just an unfortunate bounce for Brock put the game away in overtime. So, yeah, it was a great pass. And, I mean, good luck to them moving on in the lower bracket, and I'm not sure where they go down to. But
in theory,
as I look,
okay, let's theory craft with us with everybody else in chat here as well. So, in theory, I'm trying to see what happened up here when Ryerson lost. They went okay. So this means that we just sent green Brock Esports. If this is the case, yeah, okay, yeah, it just updated.
Yep.
So,
alrighty,
there is a chance that now our St. Clair Saints green squad going up against York right now, they win that, they get to go up against the Brock Esports team that have seemed to have warmed up a little bit. So green, they have themselves a tough opponent up ahead. Meanwhile, for the Saints gold side of things, we have our CCA brethren there in Sioux College, of course, where we did get to play them in CCA. I believe we did take that in 3-0 fashion. So in theory, that should be a fine match up there for us. And then in Som and Friends, I know it is a collegiate school. I'm trying to remember whom it is that they represent. Because I know...
I have no idea, to be completely honest.
Yeah, because Yusuf's Rocket Cars, that's University of Windsor Club. PD Golfers, that's U Waterloo. In Som and Friends, I cannot remember for the life of me. So we'll have to get an update on that very, very shortly here with this bracket. But things are coming along nicely here in the tournament. We're just about at the semifinals, or we are at the semifinals there for the St. Clair Saints gold roster, guaranteeing themselves a top 5. But obviously, we don't want to be done there just yet. And then one thing to note as well, Ryerson Rams, after taking us down 3-0, us versus, or the green squad versus the Rams there, they then went to get 3-0'd by Durham. So I'll tell you what, that Durham Lords roster, I know they've been having themselves a little bit of a hard time as of late. They were in the CCA with us as well. I was probably one of Canada's top teams for the longest time. One of, probably still the case. But I know they've been having themselves a little bit of a hard time. It is good to see them back in their dominant ways, and that could be an exciting upper final if that does become a Saints versus Durham. But that, I'm still thinking way ahead of myself here. We still have so much tournament left to go, and it's going to get exciting.
So Insom and Friends is University of Waterloo.
That's another Waterloo squad?
That's another Waterloo squad.
Okay.
I'm in the rosters here on the OCRS schedule, and it does say Imthom and Friends, and it says College University of Waterloo. So, and in their league play, they did go 7-1, and Sioux went 8-0. So, again, that would be probably a great match to watch. And
Yeah, so either
moving
way,
on,
that'll be
it's
tough.
it's going to be a good. It's definitely going to be a good series there next round. So, stay tuned for that.
Yeah, we're just going to be waiting on the update for that one. But for now, St. Clair Saints, of course, going to be taking it over Brock University in 3-0 fashion. Was a good match regardless, but Saints were able to clean it up rather quickly. Any final thoughts for the matchup before we send it to a quick break so I can quickly get some water and set up the stream without having to speed run?
Yeah. Good luck with Brock going down against St. Clair Green, as Saints did beat York University 3-0. And again, this is going to be our last matchup with the Gold Squad, as the next matchup will be streamed on the OCRS channel. So if you guys want to take a look at that, depending what time they start at, you guys can. But we got one more match with the Gold Squad, and then we'll move down, I believe, to the lower bracket and continue watching our Green Squad.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, best case scenario here, say Gold wins one more time, Green keeps winning. Yeah, we won't be able to ride along with Gold because of the OCRS taking the broadcast. However, yeah, we'll just ride with Green for the rest of the broadcast. It's been kind of interesting trying to get as much matches as possible while also trying to keep it fair and not have one team hog the stream, but doing the best we absolutely can here to make sure everybody gets as much love as possible. And we do have the update there. York University versus St. Clair Saints Green. Saints Green took it 3-0. So now Green will be taking on Brock Esports. We'll see what happens there, and then we'll be right back with St. Clair Saints Gold versus either the University of Waterloo or Sioux College, depending on that result. Stay tuned. We'll probably be about 10-15 minutes.